They see it as a very distant thing for them, or like a rich people facade, if I may say that.
How your social life is, how your dating life is.
When you started your clinic, how did that thought come up that you want to start something of your own instead of associating with, say, bigger names, learning under more doctors, or pursuing the degree forward? Why did you decide to actually start a clinic like that?
So that's a very interesting question. So when I shifted from Mumbai to Delhi, the reason was my marriage. So I got married here, and once I shifted here, the plan was initially to work under some more doctors, gain some more experience. But when I came here and I explored, I somewhere realized that I already know the technologies and even beyond than what was already happening in Delhi NCR. So here the concept was more about chain clinics, wherein there were managers or counselors, they call them, who were actually looking at the skin problems and they were suggesting the diseases. There was hardly any doctor or dermat being involved.
Right.
The dermatologists were practicing more of a core dermatology, looking at skin diseases.
Right.
So I found a big gap between aesthetics and dermatology. And there were very handful of aesthetic dermatologists who were actually practicing aesthetics, but the technologies that they were using, I had already used more advanced technologies in Mumbai compared to that.
Yeah.
So with the dream of introducing that level of aesthetics for Delhi, although I did not know whether the population is ready for that or not, because we don't have that kind of clientage in Delhi.
Right.
I did start my clinic, and right from people coming in bargaining for fees reduction to explaining them what aesthetics is, what is laser hair removal, how pigmentation can be treated, or how to actually deal with acne without taking any medicine, with just your lifestyle, like in a holistic way.
Right.
So I just started with that idea, and it grew on the population over here. And then I started realizing that it's not just for celebrities, even the regular people, the common people who also value their life, because they are all having client-facing jobs nowadays.
Right.
So whether you are working from home, but you are still on a video, you are doing your presentations, doesn't matter you are a male or a female, everyone is self-made nowadays.
Exactly.
And looking good is a big part of how you feel internally.
Very true.
And how you behave externally, how your social life is, how your dating life is. So all of that is important for every person and not just for celebrities. So this is why I think the idea of Skinfinity Derma was accepted very widely in Delhi NCR, and slowly we grew from a smaller to a bigger clinic in Noida, and then to a second branch in Gurgaon, and we kept on adding aesthetic dermatologists who have a similar ideology to mine, and that's how we are thriving.
Brilliant. That actually brings me to another very important question. Despite all the modernization and awareness, we still see that people are not very welcoming to all these skin treatments, simply saying fillers and everything like that. They don't really understand aesthetically improving yourself like that. They see it as a very distant thing for them, or like a rich people facade, if I may say that. So did you face any challenges on those lines initially in your career, or on personal levels, like your relatives say, or during the opening of your clinic?
Yes, and still now that is a big issue, because when you say fillers, number one, it's costly. Number two, it's injected into your skin.
Exactly.
So number three, it's something artificial, obviously.
Right.
So all these three are limiting factors. The results are obviously great. So when you see the before afters, you somewhere aspire to get it done, but the three factors, they just limit you.
Exactly.
So I'll break it down for you. So when it comes to first of all, the product that is used in a filler is a hyaluronic acid. So our skin is already made of hyaluronic acid. If you get a vitamin B12 deficiency, what do? You take a B12 injection, right? You have iron deficiency, you can take an iron drip. Similarly, when you have hyaluronic acid deficiency, you take a filler.
Makes sense.
So if you have to just make your skin more glowing, more elastic, you want a fuller lip or a certain amount kind of jawline, you have sagging on your face which you want to lift. If you're standing in front of mirror and doing this,
those facial exercises and everything.
Yes. If you want your contours and expressions to be in a certain way, fillers will help you. And they are very naturally made from human DNA replicated, scientifically derived hyaluronic acid, which is completely safe for you.
Okay.
So it's not supposed to give you allergic reactions. It's US FDA approved.
Right.
So that is one factor which you actually have to go and decide, that when you do a filler, you have to do a FDA approved filler.
Of course.
You have to go to a dermatologist. You have to not bargain on the cost. Because when you're putting something inside your body, I think cost should be the last factor when you decide for it. Because if you're getting some material very cheap somewhere, that should actually raise some suspicion whether it is a pure product.
Then there is a high chance that it might actually adversely affect your skin then.
Yes.
There's a chance for that.
And maybe some cases like these happen, because of which people do get afraid. But I think in my last 12 years of practice, injecting fillers almost every day, I have not seen cases where a person is reacting poorly, because I'm always using the best FDA approved technology, only injecting as much as required. So they can be a very powerful tool when it comes to anti-aging, when it comes to improving your confidence.